everyone, and welcome to our live daily demo of the Hey Summit platform. I am Lizzie. I'm really looking forward to walking you through the demo of the Hey Summit platform today. I'm going to give everyone just a moment to hop in, get comfortable, get yourself a cuppa or a pen and paper, or whatever you like to take notes on, and we will make a start in just a moment. If you want to help keep me amused, make my day, navigate to the chat box, I would love to hear where you're dialing in from today. We've had quite the mixture so far this week. I'd love to hear where you all are at in the world. I am zooming into you right now from Edinburgh in Scotland, where it is bright and sunny, so that always makes the day better. So do drop me a line, let me know where you are dialing in from today, and then as everyone gets in and get comfy, we will get started. Perfect. All right. So if you have found the chat box, that's great. That's the first task of the day. And if you're joining us live, the second thing you're going to want to do is navigate to the Q&A box. The Q&A box is where you're going to pop your questions throughout the course of this demo today. And I'm going to circle back at the end of my walkthrough and we can deep dive into the questions you have. So whether that is about your particular event setup, whether it's about moving from in-person to virtual, whether it's about comparing one platform to another, or anything that we covered today about the event setup and usage of the platform, then feel free to pop your questions there and I will come back to them. If you are catching the replay, then welcome. We miss seeing you live, but don't worry, you can still reach out to the Hey Summit team at hello@heysummit.com and our team would be happy to get back to you with your questions. So I'm going to be spending some time today walking through, first off, making sure that we're all on the same page about what Hey Summit is and why you may choose to use the platform as a virtual event organizer. And then we'll actually look at the platform itself, both from an attendee perspective and a potential attendee perspective. And then we're going to switch up, look at the back end of the platform and see where you would be spending your time as an event organizer, and have a look at how you do the event setup and creation. So do just pop your questions into that Q&A box as we go through and we will take it from there. All right, so let's get started. So Hey Summit is a virtual organizational platform. It means that instead of you having to create a website, maybe through something like WordPress, use a ticketing system, maybe through something like Eventbrite, manage those attendees perhaps with reams of spreadsheets. One loves that. Handle your speakers with lots of documentation, configure those email reminders with a mailer. All you need instead is Hey Summit. So Hey Summit covers everything from those landing pages to your ticket sales, your attendee management, their schedules, those email reminders, speaker management, affiliate programs, and much more. And then what Hey Summit does as a platform is it plugs into the live webinar platforms, the live streaming tools, and the video platforms that you may already be using. Now, here are just a few of the key features and integrations that Hey Summit has to offer, with many more on the way. Our roadmap is chock-a-block with fun releases. Now, while I won't be deep diving into any of these too much in today's call, the best way for you to test out what these integrations will look like, what they feel like from an attendee perspective, is to head on over to heysummit.com, grab your free 14-day trial, and get creating. The minute that you create your first test event, your first test talk, and first test speakers, you're going to get a really good feel for what these integrations are like, and most importantly, what choices you want to make to give the best experience to your event attendees. So who uses Hey Summit? And it really is everyone from large-scale corporates all the way through to small business owners and solo entrepreneurs. We even had an incredible summit just recently with, I kid you not, a whole group of face painters making an amazing impact on their global audience. The thing that I love about the hundreds and hundreds of events that we see every single month is the sheer ingenuity and creativity of you, our event organizers. It's incredible to see what you do in your shaping, designing, and delivering of your events to bring real value to your audience. But aside from Hey Summit, the platform, I wouldn't be doing us justice if I didn't speak about our incredible event organizer community. We call them our Hey Summiteers. We have over 500 active on our community, and they are people who've been right where you are today. They've heard about Hey Summit for the first time. They've tested it out. They've gone ahead and gone on to run successful virtual summits. What they are happy to do is to share their experience, their learning, their tech stack, and essentially be there to answer your questions and share the journey with you. So why not tap into that resource and let their hindsight be your foresight? Now, perhaps you're really interested in the strategy of summits, the best revenue model, the best conversion route, the top level marketing funnel for your summits, the best sponsorship model, and what you can do to really make sure that you're reaching out to and then leveraging the network of your speakers. And if that's the case, you may be interested in our Hey Summit Strategic Club. We meet weekly. We have strategic sessions with Rob, our CEO, and we go through everything from the challenges you've had that week and brainstorming, masterminding how to overcome them. Now, something that you might want if you're a first timer at this online virtual event business is you might be interested in our Sidekick support. Now, our Sidekick team are incredible. They're a group of event coaches, and they can help you on a one-to-one session working up to your event going live. So if you want to make sure you're tapping into people who've seen hundreds of events, they're able to help you choose which tools to mix and match, check and run through your configuration to make sure that when the day goes to launch and go live, you are comfortable and confident with your event setup. And that's the Sidekick coaching service. Now, perhaps you're more of a self-learner, and if so, you can dive into our Start Your Summit course. And that covers everything from how to recruit your speakers, how to plan for your event, be ready for those questions your attendees will have, and everything from revenue models to ticket sales are available from our expert trainers there too. So you have a range of options for you to dive into and see what you can get the most out of in terms of the Hey Summit platform, but definitely our community too. So with that, we are going to dive into the demo because I want to show you both from a potential attendee perspective, then from somebody who's purchased a ticket, and then we're going to move on over to looking at Hey Summit from an event organizer's point of view. So let's take a look at one Hey Summiteers event, the Designers on Social Summit. And as I'm scrolling through the landing page here, you can see that the design is crisp and clear. All these elements are auto-populated by Hey Summit, including the carousels, the dynamic images that are updated on the information that you program into the back end of the system. Of course, everything is optimized to convert your audience, and we can see all of the speakers in their speaker grid here. But let's say as a potential attendee that we're interested in learning more about one particular speaker. We can navigate to their speaker landing page, which is again auto-designed and created by Hey Summit, and it helps you look at the speaker and gives you a little bit more information about them. So as a potential attendee, I might look at the speaker landing page. I can see the categories that they talk under, the sessions that are available by the speaker. I'm prompted to connect on their favorite social channels, and I can learn a little bit more about the speaker themselves. But let's dive deeper and say that I'm interested in learning about one particular category or topic. Again, I can navigate to the category landing page and see more information about that. I'm prompted to get involved because I haven't yet chosen to sign up, and I can see the grid of the speakers who are talking about this particular category, and I can navigate to their individual sessions. Everything that we design in our landing pages is to help your content be the most discoverable to your audience. It helps them navigate, find the rich and impactful content that you have available. But let's take a look at the tickets. Within Hey Summit, your ability to, as an event organizer, to set the tickets and therefore the permissions that your audience have to your event is key. You can host multiple ticket types. You might choose to have an early bird offer that counts down and get more expensive as your day approaches. You might have multi-tiered different tickets. So let's run through this event organizer's example. So we can see here there's a free ticket that applies only to replays, and it's limited to 3 sessions. The event organizer has chosen the strategy of limiting the sessions, giving them a little bit of a taster and hoping that that demonstrates enough value that they choose to tap into the All Access Pass. And here we're prompted that the $97 are going to be worth it because there's this bonus material, and it applies, as we can see, to all the live broadcasts as well as the replays, and there's no limit on the number of sessions. So it really is down to you as an event organizer what tickets you offer, what structure they have, and how you then choose to gate and protect your content within that ticketing system. All right, let's switch hats and have a look at Hey Summit from an event organizer's perspective. Actually, before we do, I just want to quickly show you one thing. If we were an attendee who had gone ahead and signed up for one particular talk, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what that talk page may look like. So if we had a ticket to view a class, I would then navigate to the page in question, and this is the Hey Summit talk page. So we can see, because this event is live, it's in progress, we are prompted by the banner to get involved in the live session that is on now. That's where you guys are at. And then on the talk page, we can learn the expertise of the speaker, the ability to upvote the speaker, the categories they are speaking under, the details of the talk, multiple speakers here speaking on a panel, and the ability to jump in and have a discussion underneath that talk. Now, in this case, this is a pre-recorded talk that was aired to the audience at a particular time. And in this case, it was hosted through Vimeo Live. If you were hosting a live talk, the experience would be largely the same in terms of landing on your talk page, seeing the information, and then just as you did today, you would be prompted to join the speaker live. Lizzie goes live in 2 minutes, join now. And when you joined, you were taken to the third-party experience, which in today's session is Zoom webinar, so that you can get a feel for what that Zoom webinar Hey Summit integration looks like from an attendee point of view. All right, so now that we've had a sneak peek at those talks, let's dive in and have a look from an event organizer's point of view, where you will largely be doing your setup and creating the magic for your event. Now, there are a lot of menu options here. It's a very powerful platform. You're going to want to dive right in, look under the hood, get comfortable with what you see, and most importantly, use our knowledge base. It's an incredible resource with hundreds of frequently asked questions detailed out so that you can get the most out of your setup. But you're likely going to start somewhere like Event Basics. You're going to add your own branding, your own logos and colors, customize that email address so that your attendees see that friendly email. Make sure you have your event domain, your custom domain set up so you've got nice and strong SEO. And at this point, if you choose to, you could preload language other than English. This is an example of a Brazilian Portuguese summit that was recently hosted on the platform. But even more so than that, if you don't want to preload an entire other language, but you maybe want to sub out particular phrases to make sure they really speak to your audience, you have the granular control to do that. So perhaps in your arena, speakers might be experts, categories might be topics, and talks might be classes. It's really down to you to make those edits to make sure that you're going to convert higher on those landing pages because you're speaking the language of your attendees. Let's take a look at the email templates. One of the pieces of heavy lifting of event organizing that Hey Summit does on your behalf is to handle that attendee management and speaker management. Each of the pre-planned touch points with your audiences are pre-prepared by Hey Summit. You can choose to switch those on and off, but we've even done the work of pre-populating the copy for you so that you don't have to start with a blank page. We know that sometimes that can be tricky. So we speed up the process, and then you can go ahead, edit these, and add your own downloads or welcome videos or personalize the language, but you've got a lot of the work already done there for you. Now, something I wanted to touch on, something that you can do right now with your Hey Summit trial account, is put up a landing page that is your coming soon page. Start collecting those leads of people who are interested in your event. Then the moment that you're ready to hit publish, once you have a couple of speakers, a couple of talks up, you're announcing them to your audience, you can go ahead and start taking payment, taking receipts, of people who are purchasing your tickets. And as an attendee, your attendees can buy a ticket either with their credit card or through PayPal, or we are rolling out both Alipay and IdealPay soon in order to help you expand your global audience. Now, once you have nailed your basic setup, you've thought about your configuration for your payments, you're likely ready to head on over to content and really create the meat of your event. The speakers are obviously the value that you're bringing to your audience. You can add details of them here, but you may also choose, and it's up to you as an event organizer, to co-create your event or to delegate portions of your setup to your speakers, and in which case you can grant them access to their speaker dashboard. And here they can see things like their stats of who's signed up. We have a lot of event organizers running mini competitions between speakers to see who can sign up the most. If you have chosen to set up your speakers as affiliates, you can go ahead and they will get access to their unique share URL on their speaker dashboard. And if you choose to, you can give them access to actually editing their talk details, the description, their bios, their headshots, and they can go ahead and download the assets to promote your event to their audience on your chosen channels as well. So this really helps you leverage the power of your speaker networks if you choose to. All right, once we have the speakers, you're ready to start entering your talks. And this is the nub of Hey Summit, is the ability for you to granularly choose on a talk level, so per session, how you want that session to be delivered in exactly the same way you would as an event organizer of an in-person event. You would choose who is the best speaker to deliver this kind of event and what is the best room in order to host that in. Exactly the same here. Who's the best speaker and what is the best method of delivery? So per talk, you are able to choose. We have multiple speakers here for panels, but per talk, you're able to choose what tool do I want to use to set up and serve my audience that particular content. So per talk, we can have a look at the video settings. And you might choose as an event organizer to go ahead and pre-record rich masterclass content for your audience. And if so, you can go ahead and use any of these video platforms. You've got a lot of your favorites there. And if it's missing the one that you want to use, you can go ahead and use any other video. Or you may choose to host a live event. And if you do, you might want to use one of the live webinar platform integrations that Hey Summit has to offer. They are listed on our homepage under integrations. They are Vimeo, they are Remo.co, BigMarker, Live Webinar, and Zoom webinar as well. So those are the choices you have for your live webinar integrations. Now, an integration essentially means that you as an event organizer can create your talk here on Hey Summit. We then handle the rest. So we auto-create that talk within the live webinar platform of your choice. Then we also, from an attendee point of view, auto-register your attendees. That means that the flow for your attendees is much smoother. They aren't prompted to enter their details. Again, they don't have that potential barrier and drop-off point that they may have with another service. But if you have a live webinar platform or a custom stream or a live webinar URL that you want to use that we don't yet integrate with, you can go ahead and try it out with the custom URL, point Hey Summit to that experience. You can also, if you choose, use Vimeo and YouTube Live, and that embeds really nicely at the top of the talk page as well. So those are the choices that you have when it comes to each individual talk or session. That's how you handle networking, keynotes, panels, fireside chats, whatever method you want to deliver on. That's what you can do, is choose, mix and match your tech stack and seamlessly knit them together for your audience. So just a reminder right now to go ahead and navigate to that Q&A pod, start firing in your questions as we close the loop. So we are going to scroll through again the landing page, and you now have a really rich and much more detailed understanding of where all this information comes from, how this is counting down to the first talk that you have set up, how these speakers might have added their own details if you give them access to their speaker dashboard, and how the featured talks and panelists can be added from the back end. Now, of course, you can go ahead and edit this page, choose where the components are, move them around, and create your own or add your own images to make the vanilla landing page much more rich and pop out and stand out to your audience.